Craig's not here this time because he's giving ScrewAttack.com some upgrades you should totally check out when he's done, so for now, it's just me. This is the biggest summer yet for superhero movies. Batman, Spider-Man, the Avengers, all of them look awesome, but the same can't be said for every superhero game. To make it on this list, as long as the game is about someone with an extraordinary ability, they're fair game. Except for robots, they don't count. So hey, I'm Nervous Nick for ScrewAttack's Top 10 Worst Superhero Games.
Number 1.
Let's just get this one out of the way. Yes, Superman 64 is the worst game based on a superhero of all time for reasons you surely knew before you even clicked on this video. There's just no disputing it. Even if you haven't heard how terrible Superman 64 is, does this really look like a game you want to play? Really? Flying through rings? Really? Superman 64 is number 1. The least surprising entry is out of the way.
Number 10.
Guess again, Batman.
Zaz.
It's my turn now, Batman.
Truth be told, Batman Dark Tomorrow had a fair amount of good in it. It featured classic Batman gadgets and vehicles, it took the player through well-known locations, and it even had a host of Batman villains, including some of the lesser-known ones. The problem with Dark Tomorrow? Everything else. The repetitive gameplay, the awful camera, the ending? Batman Dark Tomorrow had 4 of them, and the one you got depended on if you completed certain objectives before fighting the final boss. The big mistake here is that the game did nothing to tell you this, so most people's epic finale went like this.
Oh!
Beloved!
And roll credits.
Number 9.
Tell me how you make an X-Men game where you don't play as a single X-Men member? Not the way X-Men Destiny did. Silicon Knights could have sold us on the idea better if we were free to create our own mutants, but the only freedom we got was a choice between retarded football man, emo Asian chick, or guy. And speaking of choices, that was Destiny's whole selling point. Supposedly every decision you made was supposed to have cataclysmic consequences, but guess what that amounted to in the final product? A single choice at the very end of the game. And even then, it didn't matter if you picked the good guys or the bad guys, because you got an equally unsatisfying ending either way. For a game about destiny, yours is pretty much written from the get-go.
Number 8.
Being the American children we were, practically nobody this side of the Pacific had any idea who Ultraman was. But he was called Ultraman, and that name alone was cool enough for us. Everything about the look and feel of Ultraman Towards the Future makes us think fighting game, but it's without question one of the worst fighting games we have ever played. No competent jumping mechanics, no responsive controls, no combos, no special moves, none. The only way to win is to whittle the giant monster's health down until it says finish, and then hit it with your level 4 attack before its health regenerates. On top of the crappy controls already making things more difficult is the fact that the AI doesn't have to do a finishing move to beat you, and it's still less bullcrap than level 3 X Factor.
Number 7.
Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite GameCube games, and when rumors of next-gen consoles started swirling around, I kept wondering how much more awesome Spider-Man 3 would be on Nintendo's next system. Oh dear God, it was not! The PS3 and 360 versions were boring enough as it was, but Spider-Man 3 on the Wii was just... Oh, sorry about that. It is a little bit cool that you can use your hands to swing around, but those 3 blissful seconds where you feel like Spider-Man are quickly interrupted by crappy AI, shoddy controls, terrible sound effects, lazy missions, and the graphics. Sorry, I looked at the game again. Yeah, welcome to the next generation, people.
Number 6.
Not too long ago, a bunch of us at the ScrewAttack HQ visited Tornado Terry's, one of the last few arcades left in our area. We had a great time, until we played Justice League Heroes United. The old Avengers games may have been pretty meh, but not to be outdone in mediocrity, DC eventually released its own superhero crossover game. Even on free play, nobody wants to bother with a game this broken. It's way too hard just to hit anybody, the superpowers don't work, and the character modeling is so bad. That part you may forgive, until you realize that this game came out as recently as 2009. No excuse.
Number 5.
I really hope that I don't offend any Aquaman fans out there, but Aquaman is one of the most useless superheroes ever conceived, and we wish he was never created. No offense. But sometimes even the most unlikely characters can get good games. Except for Aquaman, because Battle for Atlantis is basically Superman 64 underwater. The controls even feel like you're underwater. Not so much in an immersive way, just kind of in a who thought this was passable kind of way. Developer Lucky Chicken Games was even so lazy that the bosses are just the same regular bad guys from beginning to end. If they are bosses anyway, we can't tell.
Number 4.
Well, if DC made an Aquaman game that plays like he's underwater, then I guess Marvel's answer obviously had to be an Iron Man game that plays like he's drunk. Isn't it sad when you're given the voice talents of Don Cheadle and Samuel L. Jackson just to release an unfinished game like Iron Man 2? I'm serious, that's tragic. No wonder Robert Downey Jr. didn't come back for the sequel. See, Sega, this is the reason why Marvel did not renew their contract with you to keep making movie tie-in games. And why does Tony Stark look Asian?
Number 3.
A superhero game where you fly a plane in circles. That is the legacy left behind by the Rocketeer. Nobody knew how to get past the first freaking level. But if you must know, this is how you beat it. Instead of looking at this part, which is where you would normally look all the way down here. Because this is technically the game. Not this. This is here for no reason. This is here to distract you. This is the actual game. Come to find out, you do pretty much two things in the Rocketeer. You fly around in circles, you get shot by Nazis. That's it. Those two things, back and forth, over and over again. And there's a very noticeable lack of Jennifer Connelly. That's a deal breaker right there. Let's get this recap going before we get to number 2. Number 1, Superman 64. Number 10, Batman Dark Tomorrow. Number 9, X-Men Destiny. Number 8, Ultraman. Number 7, Spider-Man 3 for... Number 6, Justice League Heroes United. Number 5, Aquaman Battle for Atlantis. Number 4, Iron Man 2. And number 3, The Rocketeer.
It's number 2.
Most of the time, video game tie-ins for movies are atrocious when you compare them to the actual film. Take that logic and apply it to the critically panned Catwoman movie, and you can see where this is going pretty quick. This is one of those games where you can tell just by looking that the developers had zero inspiration when putting this together. You see this? You see this? There's like no challenge here. It's actually kind of depressing. And just like the movie, Catwoman the game tries way too hard to make the lead character sexy. This is the idle animation. And what makes the Catwoman game age even worse is the fact that we have a better Catwoman game than we could have ever hoped for. It's called Batman Arkham City. You know what? No. We're not ending on a good note. Is Catwoman the game anywhere near as good as Batman Arkham City? Tell him, Hawkeye. Oh! Dang straight.